think this is an okay angle. See how this works. It's kind of hard to paint this way, but we'll try it. How's everybody doing? So my idea here, what if the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland was actually a Cheshire White rabbit? What do you guys think about that? It's always fun to have a backstory for all of these paintings. Would it be weird if in the future I made a video with some of the paintings and just read the stories I've written about them while showing the painting, or is that kind of awkward? I think it's a little awkward, but I'll figure out a clever way to do it so it doesn't seem too weird. I'm gonna try to angle this a little bit different. Sorry for my clumsy setup. All right. Let's get some more light blue down here. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to do this live stream for. The kids are in the house and they're probably gonna start fighting at any moment, like brothers sometimes do. Nothing too bad though. People always ask how long these paintings take. They take forever because I paint really slow. That's why the time lapse doesn't give a good, realistic appearance of how long these things take. So for my dark color, I'm mixing Payne's Gray with some red iron oxide. Just trying to get it good and dark. I'm mixing some of that slow dry medium that I always use for this part. We'll see how this comes out. I might have to redo it. I do a lot of back and forth. I try stuff out, but I don't like it. I paint back over it right away. So it's just trying stuff out, you know, until it looks right. It's almost like walking down the hall and you're tripping the whole way, but you still get to the end of the hall. Oh, one of the kids is yelling. The fun trick with doing these eyes, you don't need to do much. They can be super messy and stuff. You get that nice shadow. And at the end, you put the highlight right over that shadow. It's gonna look super glossy and wet and like it's popping off the canvas or the panel, whatever you're using. I'm using a panel for this one. I come back with some red iron oxide down here because the eyes are kind of red right there. Just painting happy little bunnies today, Bob Ross style. There's no need to have everything all perfectly blended either. There should be some texture. So what I do usually, it makes it look like I'm blending colors. I'll lay the paint down, just blend the edge of the paint out so it looks like it's blending into the color that's laid down next to, when it's really just on its own, dried later on top. So right here, take a second brush, which is dry, and I just blend off that edge, and voila, everything is blending. Majority of my paintings is just that. It's just layers of blended edges, which makes it look like the paint's all mixing together, which I don't do. They're just tiny, thin little layers stacked on top of each other. Now with eyes, it's important. If I do this to this eye, I gotta go over and do that to the other eye too. I'm not using any black in this painting. The dark's gonna start looking kind of like it's getting towards black, but it's not. It's just the camera. More medium. Who else makes up stories about their work while they're painting? Do I have any of my works shown on my channel? My own channel is all my, the paintings that I film. So yeah, my website is gregsimkinsart.com. You can click the link in any of my bios for any of the paintings. It's all there on my Instagram page and my website, all that fun stuff. If you want to see more artwork, I post the most on Instagram. I don't do as much on YouTube. I should do more, but it's hard to film and edit all the time. I'm usually painting or chasing kids, taking kids to the skate park, which I still like going there too, so it's not hard to do. I'm seeing some of your comments, but they keep disappearing, so I apologize. How much for private class? If you go on my website, we actually are doing private discussions that you can sign up for, and I forget the cost, but my wife has it set up on my website. And I've done a few private Zoom meetings and discuss art theory and all kinds of stuff. How do you deal with artist block? I've never have had artist block. Who's having artist block? Best solution is sketchbooks. Have all your sketchbooks. Keep your sketchbooks. Flip through your sketchbooks if you're having artist block. And trust me, it'll go away. Start recomposing all your old sketches, and your artist block will go away. You shouldn't be having artist block though. Yeah, I don't think I ever have had artist block. I'm trying to think back. When I was a kid, like these boring summer days that my kids are experiencing all locked up in quarantine. It's like, Dad, I'm bored. I'm like, go draw. That's all I did, draw. So entertaining for me. I've never stopped. Just give myself new challenges with every painting. Well, Coco Ray, that's really nice of you, but I don't think people in the future will be looking back at this stuff and thinking, I still feel like this is just work for me. Keep my mind occupied and keep me from going crazy. Raise your hand if you think of art as an escape. I am using reference. I'm looking at a picture of a rabbit. It looks nothing like this, but I like to see how their fur lays down, what their eyes look like. And I'm looking at a picture of the Cheshire caterpillar that I painted in the piece Making Friends. I'll show you. So there's my reference. I'm actually trying to recreate my Cheshire cat as a rabbit because how freaking cool is that if the white rabbit was a Cheshire cat? It was a Cheshire rabbit and was inviting you into my world called the outside instead of Wonderland. I'm kind of making this piece as a bridge between a few of my other paintings, my painting Rabbit Season, the painting Phantom, and the painting Washed Away. You guys can see those in my video sections if you like, but once this thing's all finished, I'll read and I put it up, you'll see how they connect. All the paintings connect and talk to each other. It's one unified world. Put some little cracks in the nose to give it some texture. Gosh, all your comments are disappearing the second they come on the screen. I'm gonna try to see what you're saying and answer them at the same time. Hopefully we can get to the portion of this where I put the highlights. Have you thought about doing a twisted scarecrow? I painted scarecrowish characters before. I have a painting called My Favorite Season. I guess it's not, it's more of a serpent pumpkin head character, and it looks like a very autumn piece. So I guess it's not a scarecrow. Do you paint on emotion or just your fantasy only? Paint on emotion? I don't know if your comment got cropped, but I don't know. If I paint on emotion, yeah, emotion goes into pieces. Usually at the sketch stage where thoughts like that come into being. Oh, hey Jen, I'm on live. Yeah. Jen, I'm doing a live painting thing here on live stream.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Cool.
How'd it go?
Good. Just gonna ask if you can make me some coffee.
Oh, I'll make you some coffee. I'm just gonna finish these eyes and I'll make you some coffee.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else wants coffee? Wait, come back here. You wanna say hi?
What?
I'm gonna make you go live. All right, everybody. This is the person who makes everything work over here. She runs the business side of things, makes the life work. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, bye. I'll make you some coffee in a minute. That's the boss. She makes my world perfect. Get more shadow in. In 3 words, how would you describe your style of painting? Storybook surrealism. But I'm actually in a scene called pop surrealism. If you just look that up, you can see lots of cool art and lots of great artists. I've been in museum retrospectives on the scene and all around the world. And a lot of my friends I've met through this scene are just incredible people. We've all helped shape it. I'm probably from the 2nd or the 3rd generation of it. It really started with Robert Williams. and his school of art, which used to be called Lowbrow. And then you get artists like Mark Ryden and Todd Shore in there. And then I'm just after them. But there's so many great artists in this scene. You guys should really look them up. But I also came from a graffiti background at the same time when I was doing this stuff. My worlds get really mixed up. My mind gets mixed up with what I'm working on. But I would prefer painting this stuff all day over anything else. Have I thought about posting on LinkedIn? I have LinkedIn. I don't use it. I think it's boring. This is acrylic. I don't paint in oils. I have painted in oils. I have a couple up in my racks behind me, but painting with acrylics was a natural transition from painting with spray paint, which is what my first medium was in painting. Yes, I'll keep this on YouTube. I was never really interested in the slow dry time. I'll mess around with it some more though. It's fun to just break out the set and work on it. What are some good brushes? I have links to all the supplies I use. The best brushes are Trekell, Trekell.com, Trekell. I have my own artist series brushes with them. I have my next one, series 9, coming out soon. And I know it sounds like a plug for myself, which it is because I actually love these brushes more than anything. I've been working with them for about 13 years. And I love the company. I love what they stand for. I love the people there. And I like that they make amazing brushes. So yeah, this one's all, I got the words all rubbed off on that one. Yeah, they last, so like everything gets, their words are all rubbed off. See how slow this is? It's like watching paint dry. Okay. My favorite secret weapon are these white pencils, which I believe we're gonna include in my next brush set. Generals makes these. I want the rabbit's eyes to look like my Cheshire cat. So I'm just gonna place it in here and see how that looks. If I don't like it, just rub it right off. But do you know what time you were born? Your mind is fascinating. I'm really into astrology. Gosh, I don't really dip into that world. If you're really into it, I believe I'm a Pisces, but I don't think that matters. I apologize. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything. It's fine. I'm 45. I was born February, end of February. See, I didn't like that there. I want to move it over just a little bit. I can go here. Hello from Greece. Hello, Greece. How are you guys doing over there? You guys locked down still? I'm in LA, or just outside of Los Angeles, and they're saying it's pretty bad over here now. How do I deal with acrylics getting wet really fast? Do you mean they dry too quickly? I've been painting acrylics for like over 20 years, like 24 years, so it's doesn't feel like I don't know. I don't think about the dry time. I'm happy with the dry time. I speed up the dry time with the hair dryer a lot of the time because it doesn't dry fast enough for me. Sometimes. Depends on what I'm working on. Are my children artistic? Yes, they are in their own ways. My youngest one actually did a Zoom meeting. He's 8 years old, and the other day he did a Zoom meeting with his friends to teach them how to draw the characters he's drawing. And I've been teaching him 1 point perspective. So he's drawing all his shape characters in perspective. And he was so excited about it, he wanted to share it with his friends. And so he taught them 1 point perspective on a Zoom meeting. We made a whole little webinar for him. It was really cute. But I'm learning Adobe Character Animate right now, which is a program on the Adobe suite. because I do a lot of digital layout stuff because I used to work in video games, so I love doing digital art too. And he designed a character which looks like a little flame, and we started popping it into the program yesterday and started animating it, and it was really cool. So he's all excited. He's drawing all the different eye shapes, mouth shapes for animation right now. So, and then him and I share a sketchbook throughout this quarantine where we draw back and forth on pages, make comics, and or he'll draw a character, then I redraw his character, then he redraws my character, and it's funny to see how fast he starts figuring things out, like how an arm looks behind where it should be in relation to the rest of the body. So, and then my older son, he does make comic strips, comics, and draws it like characters like superheroes, and he plays guitar, and he's very artistic. But he can't stay focused as much as the little guy. He's either like starts drawing like, okay, I'm gonna go ride my skateboard, and he's out jumping downstairs on his skateboard and scaring us half to death. They're both very different kids. My little guy, he is in second grade, and during quarantine, we had to get him a math tutor because he was super bored. And she bumped him up to sixth grade math, and he's doing algebra and stuff now, which is really fun to see. For fun, in our sketchbook, it's like, make me a multiplication problem. So it'll be like 453 times 270, and he'll sit there and just work it out, like, done. And I'm always like checking it because I can't do the math as fast as him, and getting them right. It's really crazy to see his little brain work. But they're both really sassy, so it's not all easy. Do you still paint with spray paint? Yeah. I try to do a couple walls or trucks or whatever a year. I like to go hang out with guys from my crews and catch up. Old time's sake, go paint a wall someplace in downtown LA or something, and just to keep it fresh. I have a cabinet just stacked full of spray paint, ready to go. I have a drop kit ready to go, full of spray paint and tips and gloves, whatever I need in case somebody's like, "Hey, I got this train spot over here." So yeah, I still do graffiti. Obviously, not as much as I used to, and I gotta be more careful. I don't want to get caught. Or I usually do permission walls these days because I got a family and I don't want to do anything that could put our livelihood at risk. It's still a big part of my life. I'm still involved in that world. That world taught me how to do what I'm doing now, so I can't disrespect it in any way. Usually when people try to ask me to do murals and stuff, they're asking me to do what I do here on canvas. And I don't like to do what I do on canvas on walls. How many drawings do I make in a day? Just this one. And then at night I'll sit in my sketchbook and draw with my kids and do a bunch of doodles. When did I start painting? That's tough. I usually people ask, when do you start making art? Because that's all I think. All the stuff I was learning before really just made painting make sense really fast. I started painting with acrylics probably 24 years ago. But I started painting with spray paint when I was 17. I'm 45. That's a lot of math for me. I have to ask my kid. Add that up. But before that, I started drawing when I was like 4. So, I mean, sketches for a painting. I don't know how many. I just feel like I never stop drawing stuff. I'll be in the house, I always have my sketchbook with me to mess around with. Ooh, this eye is looking stupid up here. So I gotta put a little bit of paint down. Oil-based or acrylic? Oh, you're late. We've been talking about that. It's all acrylic. You guys wanna see my messy palette? All right, let's get that back down here. Oh, you guys seen any of my toys I have out? There's one of my characters. It's one of my starry nights, is Magi. It's like a rabbit centaur. You might wonder why I have a Campbell soup can right there, but you'll see later when I post this video. A lot different when it's slow, right? Hope y'all aren't getting too bored. I'll get a bit of a highlight on these things and then we'll shut down until the next time. But I'm gonna go through and I'm making another cartoon. Oh, I can't talk about that. Can't talk about that yet. I was an oil painter for over 6 years because I always hated the plastic fill acrylic. That was before trying golden paints. They feel like the same as yeah, golden is great. But the thing with oil painting, you're always looking for that slow dry. When there's techniques that you just got to paint differently with acrylics. Like I was talking about earlier, you place some paint down, you blend out the edge, and it looks like you're mixing your colors, but you're really not. All right, let's see. Where am I gonna put my highlight? So I'm gonna put a highlight here, and I'm gonna blend the edge just a little bit. The water-based oils. I don't like those either. And I didn't like the golden opens either. Sorry, golden. I'm sure they're good now. I tried them years ago. I use Nova color. I don't use golden. Golden's really expensive with really good paint. I guess I would use it, but I used to use it. But then this company Nova color over here in Los Angeles, it's like you walk into, it's just bigger than like maybe a 2-car garage, and it's just rows and rows of acrylic paint. You have to ring a bell to get let in. It's all locked up. And it caters to the movie industry out here for muralists and painters, and such good paint. You can get so much of it too, and their mediums are amazing. But I have links to all that stuff. If you go in my videos and the show more, you can click on that. Pretty much give you a link to all the supplies I use in there. You can get canvases and panels at Trekell also. I have to have my giant canvases specially made by a company out here in LA, so that's tougher to share that information. The guy doesn't have a website. I used to just have panels made, and then I would hand stretch them myself over the hard panels. But I jacked my hands up doing that, so I had to stop. I used to have interns do it for me so they could jack their hands up instead. I'm kidding, obviously. I don't want anybody to hurt themselves. All right, let's put some reflections in. Oh, I need some water. This is my special. This is the secret sauce. It's just water. People always message, what's in that bottle? What's in that spray bottle? So I used to write stuff on the bottles like snake piss and stuff like that, but it's just water. Clean water. No messy, dirty water. All right, we're almost wrapping up here. I'm gonna go make my wife some coffee. Really, wish we have a store on the West Coast. For Nova Color, it is West Coast. They ship too. I mean, you can order it and they'll ship it. All right, should I give you guys a sneak peek of the rest of this painting? No, I can't. I can't because I'm gonna be posting it on YouTube later. I don't wanna show you the rest of the painting yet. I'm bringing back some of my favorite, well, one of my favorite characters in it. All right. You all have a great day. Thanks for watching this with me. And I'm still waiting for a coloring book. Oh man, that's a lot of work. My drawings are messy too. I'm actually gonna put out another book of drawings instead. My book, Drawn from the Well, sold out many years ago, just drawings. So the next book will probably be drawings and paintings. My current book is almost sold out right now, so I'm kind of bummed about that. So I gotta get working on the next one. Anyways, no reply from you. What was your question, Mega? Sorry.